Pisces, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it, Pisces. Happy day. I hope things are going well for you. I apologize. These videos have come out a little bit later than anticipated. Excuse me. Thank you so much for your patience. I super appreciate you. Things have been really busy. That's kind of the nature of Aries season, right? The fire element, it amplifies things up, things get moving, etc. But we have been having a lot of water as well. There is this cluster of planets that's been hanging out in Pisces. Mercury, Venus have been in retrograde in that cluster, as well as Saturn in the North Node. And so it's basically like forcing us to work out our problems and issues. Wah, wah. That's a very simplistic way of putting it, excuse me. But essentially, you know, we are really being forced to like look at and contend with what is right in front of us. We're not seeing a lot of new options, new opportunities come in. They might be sprinkling in here and there, but it's not like the thing we're looking for, right? Because Spirit really wants us to hammer out the nitty gritty, the details. Even if you're closing out a cycle with someone, a situation, saying goodbye, etc., making sure that you're finding that peace within yourself, right? That you're not holding on to old grudges or baggage or whatever. It's time to get that baggage off your back, release it, leave it where you are so that you can move forward, i.e. that Pluto moving into Aquarius. That's why I like to start these readings off with an energy cleansing, just kind of set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out any blocks, obstacles that we might be coming into. It's also a really good time to set your own intention, especially if you've come into this reading with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It's a great way to personalize these collective readings, and it works. You can do it for anyone on YouTube. Spirit is amazing, I promise. And, you know, if you want me to look at your personal situation, I do individual readings. I actually offer a variety of health and wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, etc. Or if you're just looking for more of a realignment in self, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we're operating from that space of alignment, feeling strong, empowered in who we are and what we want, what we deserve, etc., that's where we're connecting with our happiness and fulfillment, not any of this half-ass BS, right? All that info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. I would be honored. I would love to help support in whatever way possible. Definitely hit me up. All right, Pisces, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel to the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama love, Mama love, Mama. Ooh, excuse me. All right, Pisces, let's get into it. You know, I feel like you feel good. Like, actually, you've been feeling really good lately, even though there are some things that are happening that are not so good or not so fun. I was hearing, like, as I was doing the blessing, like someone tried to take your light, or someone tried to put you down, put you in a corner, right? No one puts baby in a corner. It's this value of, something that maybe wasn't apparent on the surface, 100%. Like, I feel like maybe this was a long-term relationship or a dynamic that you were hanging out in for a little bit, and it didn't seem readily apparent, right? Like I said, like you didn't necessarily take what this person was saying or doing as a negative thing. Yeah, but it does look like it's all kind of come to head. And what I love, like how I was saying in the beginning of the reading, is like you've been feeling strong lately, even though I feel like Spirit's really, or you've done a lot of work within yourself to feel grounded, to feel strong, to feel supported, irregardless of how people are treating you, right? And even these are people that are close to you. These are people, these are situations, yeah, that don't want to work with you, that need it to be the way that they want it to be. And so if you don't fall in line, or like, I don't know, maybe you're just the type of person that has been put under a lot throughout your years, i.e. like a lot of expectations, a lot of responsibility. Maybe you put a lot of pressure on yourself to succeed. And I feel like that was kind of the fuel that was operating this relationship, this dynamic, right? It was like this person was using that against you, essentially, is what I'm seeing. And it looks like you've kind of come to the surface, you know, like, and again, I feel like this has been an evolution. This has been something that's been happening for quite some time. And you've been seeing this, but I think it's really scary because I think it kind of shifts not only your paradigm about life or what your expectations of how your life was going to look, but it's also leaving a lot up in the air, right? Like you're not really sure, well, how are things going to look from here? And sometimes when we're in that space, we totally forget that like life is about growth. It is about evolution. It is about constantly going after the things that we want, that make us feel happy, that make us feel fulfilled. That will never end, right? That's essentially what these concentric circles are. It's the layers of life, the peeling back of the onion. That as much as maybe we hope a relationship, a dynamic, a situation is going to be forever, just sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not. Or sometimes you find out it wasn't really what was sold to you in the first place, you know? I think there is some disappointment, but like I said, it does feel like you've done enough within yourself that you're not taking it personally. I mean, I think this is just more the disappointment. Like you feel really tenacious, i.e. like you were ready to like throw hook, line, and sinker, all eggs in one basket, go after this thing. And it just, no matter how much, it just keeps hitting resistance. And it looks like someone is being very resistant as I'm saying that. Like it looks like someone just can't hold up their end of the bargain is what I'm seeing. This has been a lot of conversations, a lot of back and forth, a lot of taking it personally, anger, etc. And I feel like, I don't know, you know, sometimes we hold on to things for longer than what we need to. No shade, Pisces. I think we all do it because we want to make sure, right? Like we want to make sure. But there is this value of knowing when to release, knowing when to let go. Yeah. And that's hard for you right now. That's hard for you because, again, it looks like you're kind of just living in the disappointment of what has been, but knowing that you need to make specific decisions. Here's the thing. Your energy, you're showing up as the emperor. You want your empress, so to speak, regardless of what your gender is. We all have masculine, feminine. What essentially that means is you're looking for that perfect fit, that counterpart, whether this is love or business or community, friends, however this fares, take it as it resonates. But you're like, whatever this was not giving it to you. And in this way where they were refusing to give it to you. Maybe even kind of painting a picture, a little manipulation like, hey, yeah, I am. But in the background, not so much. I feel like this is a person who said a lot of things or pushed a lot of things onto you, enforced a lot of things, and not really wanting to like do any work on their end, not holding up their end. It's all about their own success, essentially. And they're kind of in this point where even if things are working according to your plan, like not your plan, but the plan that everyone came up with, they're still not happy. And you feel this. But it has been a huge roller coaster for you. It looks like this week is a good week to kind of take a time out, really just be gentle, not only be gentle with yourself, but invest in yourself. That's what Aries season is all about. We're actually moving into Taurus season, end of the week. And so it's this value of, okay, taking what you're sensing, what you're feeling, the places that you are feeling empowered, and actually bringing it into reality. And I feel like that's where this is headed, 100%. I mean, there's movement. Where there has been stagnancy in the past in this situation, I feel like it looks like a lot is coming to light. A lot is coming to light. And that's what this oracle is all about this week. I think some of the selfishness is coming out. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe I shouldn't be so hard on this person. Forgive me. It's also this value of like refusal, resistance. You know, they can't put their money where their mouth is. And you know this. I honestly, it feels like so much is teetering right now, that it's not going to take much, and it actually looks like that. It's not going to take much to either walk away from this or end this or, you know, whatever, like kind of create some stronger boundaries, create more like space is what I'm hearing. Like you really just don't want to be dealing with this anymore. I think you're also just kind of seeing how this person can be a little bit of an a-hole, because you do feel a little bit pissed off. It's anger, it's sadness, and feeling like you were duped, you know, feeling like you were taken advantage of, feeling like someone completely sold you something way different than what you've gotten. And to the point that they've pointed the finger at you and blamed you for so much of it. And a lot of this is coming out. I feel like where there has been an impasse in the past, it is now being released. And finally, people are starting to make some rational decisions. You know, it's not easy. It's not easy. You might even kind of be following what someone else wants to do, or you're waving a white flag. You're just, and it's not even because you're trying to compromise with this person per se. Your white flag is like, I don't want to do this anymore. That's how it feels. I'm also seeing there's things that like you feel invalidated around. That's part of how, yeah, 100%. Taurus, natural order. Right now, Uranus is in Taurus, and that is that value I was talking about of like needing to work with what's in front of us. But there is a natural unfolding to what we're dealing with, right? It is going in a certain direction. And if people, situations can't get on board, then there's going to be a natural order to that. And that's essentially what this is saying. I feel like things are kind of coming to head this week for you, Pisces. This Libra card is coming out for like everyone because partnerships, relationships are in focus. We just had that full moon in Pisces, or not Pisces, sorry, in Libra, my bad. And we had Venus in retrograde, double confirmation on the natural order. You know where this is headed. That's kind of what this is saying. You know where this is headed. It's kind of been on your radar for some time. As much as you might have been saving this or trying to save this, trying to put in a good effort every which way, whomever, whatever this is, excuse me, they don't care, or they've just been like kind of lying the whole time, you know? And that's that part of you that's having a really hard time getting over that, or you're finding things out this week that's making it feel like a huge turn off, and it's making the decision really easy to say, you know what, I got to go my own way, or I got to figure out what it looks like to bring in new people, new opportunities, new dynamics to this situation, so we don't have to keep dancing this dance. And honestly, that's kind of where everyone is at. As much as maybe like if they changed their ways and came to you, you would be on board, but it almost feels like no one really wants that anymore, you know? And so whatever is being salvaged, I feel like these are just like final pieces to work through, final pieces of the puzzle that are going to make it really easy for you to do what you need to do, Pisces. Not fun energy, but you are supported. And I do hope this reading helps. Sorry, it was a little bit heavy. Again, like you feel aware of all this stuff. So hopefully it's just a confirmation. Hopefully you found messages that resonated here for you. If you did, definitely drop comments below. I love to hear, or just say, hey, share in a little love at little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support you bring to the channel. Know that I'm sending it back your way.